Hi, everybody. Welcome to this session on order forms. So a couple of things real quick. When it comes to order forms can be done as part of a campaign. There are also what are called legacy order forms. But what I liked about, or what I like about what they've done with current order forms is they've simplified them. The old legacy ones are a little more cumbersome, which I'll show you where those are located as well, just in case you have somebody that wants to use those. But just realize they're a lot more detailed than the current order form. So an order form is a way for you to um, just have a order form for one specific product. And this is really great for anybody who goes to events or any kind of networking things. They could just have a form that someone fills out to order a specific item. So instead of having to jump through hoops and go through the shopping cart and find what you're looking for and add it to the cart, an order form combines all that into one short form. Really great thing to do. So always housekeeping. Tuesdays and Thursdays are our release dates. You'll find recordings and resources on the library page, as well as the homework that's posted. And just another note, make sure you're looking at the bottom of the library page because there's resources all the way down there at the bottom that you'll want to make sure that you're grabbing that are relevant to what we're training here. Links to the student-only Facebook group and the practice sandbox. And then any issues or questions, reach out to me, help@techiementor.com. So let's talk about order form. So bypasses the shopping cart. And some people are like, well, why would you want to do that? Well, if you have a mass of products, I mean, you have like a dozen or two, the last thing you want to do is drive someone to your shopping cart and try to find what it is you want them to purchase. So instead, what you can do is very easily create an order form for just that one specific product or service, or it could be a product bundle. So you're bundling things together, which we looked at in the previous uh, webinar when we're talking about products. So basically, this is just to make things simple and easy. If you want somebody to buy something specific, create an order form versus sending them to your shopping cart. So these are the different options that you have when you're creating an order form. Obviously, the products that are involved, the themes. So we looked at themes in the first session. We were talking about e-commerce setup. There were themes for the shopping cart and order forms. So that's what this would be for. You have HTML areas, just like you do when you were setting up the themes previously. You have a thank you page, you have settings, and then you have links. You also have a legacy one that we'll talk about here in just a minute. So, oops. Jumping back over here to my e-commerce. And from here, I'm just going to jump under checkout and go to order forms. Now, I already have some order forms here, so you can just click on preview if you want to see what an order form looks like. So it obviously lets you know this is a preview. Here's the individual product. And you notice it's just one form. They can do everything. They don't have to add to cart. They don't have to jump through all these extra hoops, which some people are just like, you know what, I just want to buy it. I don't want to go through everything else. Can you just give me what I need? So with this, they can come in here and they fill out their billing information. If there's a promo code, they can apply that. We talked about promo codes. Here's their credit card information, and then they would simply click place an order. Once they clicked place an order, they would be redirected to a thank you page that gave further instructions, like watch your email box, or here's where you can get access to your course, so on and so forth. But it makes things very simple. Okay. So from here, we're just going to hit create new, and we can create a new order form. So let's say this is for the VA t-shirts. Okay. Very simple. I'm going to a VA event. I want to sell my t-shirts. They're the big seller, right? So I just hit save. And then here's your different options. So the first thing it is, you want to put the product in there. So I'm going to say T. As I start typing, it'll pop it up. And you can have multiples. I just want one. So here you could actually change the price if you wanted. Sell as a one-time product, only the label, how many, so on and so forth. So I can say, you know what, I'm going to put them on sale here. So maybe I'll do $15 instead because and I'm not going to, you can allow the customers to change the quantity or not. So if you want to make them buy a specific thing, in other words, you're giving like a product discount or, a bulk discount, you wouldn't want them to change the quantity. Otherwise, I mean, if you're selling them and you want them to buy more than one, then certainly you don't want to check that box. Okay, so I'm going to save this. All right, then I'm going to jump over to theme. Now we've already visited themes, but here's the different themes that we can. And I've already made my Susan's form. So there's mine. Okay. And then my HTML area, so I could add things to the header, the product information, and the custom. Remember, I can use my HTML. And save, and then of course I can preview. I put the thank you up there at the top, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I should really put my company name up there. There we go. Okay. And then again, I can preview. There we go. Now notice for this order form, I actually have the options, size, material, logo. Remember, I added that and automatically shows up on the order form, which is really cool. All right, thank you page, very important. This is the default thank you page that comes with Infusionsoft, and in the advanced tech class we talk about how to update the defaults, but you could also hit the drop down and go to a specific web address. So you could actually put your information in here, and you might want to drive them to your website if there's additional information you want them to see, which is always a good practice. You can also pass their contact information on. A lot of times this isn't necessary because you don't use their name. There's no merge codes or merge fields. You just want them to be redirected. So you can hit save. Remember, you can do the thank you page, and then you could certainly go in here. This is just a template. You can go in here and you do your layout and style and all that kind of stuff if you want. But for me, I'm going to stick with my web address. Settings. Okay, what's the name of the order form? Oops, what did I do that for? I meant to leave that there. The order form name, merchant account. Now we don't have a merchant account up, so obviously if we had a multiple, remember you can set up multiple merchant accounts. You would just choose which one you want to use for this specific form, like maybe you want to just use PayPal or whatever. Check for duplicates. You want to check for duplicate records. A clean database means you don't have duplicates, and so when somebody signs up with their email address or something like that, what do you want the system to check to make sure that they don't already exist? Because you really don't want two records for the same thing. And so you can say, please check the email address, or check the person's first name or last name and their email address. So obviously the stricter ones would be like the 2 and 3. So I could say check their email address, check their email and their company, right? Do you want to be notified when someone places an order, right? And if so, you know, what's the email address you put in there? Again, be careful about filling in those because you might get too many. And do you have a promo code? If you don't want to have that available so people could type them in, you can hide that and save. And then here's your links. Okay, so this is the order form link. And then you also have a custom link that you can go in and customize so you can make it easy for people to say, oh yeah, okay, I want to purchase that VA t-shirt. So instead I could do VAT, right? And save. So it just makes it easier. And there we go. So they would come in here and they would choose their size, their material, and whether or not they wanted the logo that will cost them $5 more. There they go. How easy is that? This is so easy for people who go to events and want to sell one specific product. If you've ever gone to a live event and they're selling something, a lot of times they're using order forms. Now, in the old days, they used to, you'd print them out and fill them out on paper. You don't have to do that anymore. You can go on your tablet or your phone and you could just pop up this web address and you could pop in your information and be sent to the order form, and then you fill it out and you're done. Simple, simple. So now we're back to our list here. And of course you have your actions. You can delete, export, or print out any of these. So this is the order forms, and they're so simple. Now the old order forms are under legacy, and trust me, you'll understand what I mean when I tell you look at these. I'm just going to show you these. You're welcome to come in and play with these. You can't save them because we can't do the merchant account. So legacy order form, I can say VA t-shirts on this one. Okay. The fields that you want to manage, right? I say first name, last name required, miscellaneous fields. These are checkboxes. So you have your product options, right? So this is your product name. So I got to get my t-shirt in here, right? There's my label. I could change that if I want to. Is there a subscription plan? Now this is just a t-shirt, but if I had a subscription plan going for this specific product, I would want to make sure that I chose the appropriate option. And we can come back and do that. But for instance, if this wasn't the t-shirt, or actually, you know what, I'll do a different one. I'll do the group coaching. And then I think I have a group coaching. Yeah. So there's my subscription plan. See how that works? You can hide the subscription plan price. You can also put in a free trial. So you could give somebody like 14 days before it actually, started to charge. When do you charge? Always charge on the first day of the month. Okay. Leave a 0 or blank to charge immediately when free trial expires. This means if you have 14 here and it's not the first, it won't charge. So I go, oh, wait a minute, I want to change that back to 0. And then you have payment plans. Now this is payment plans, remember, are different than the subscription plan, okay? Payment plans mean they're making so many payments to a large amount of money. Those are two different things, right? So I can say, well, wait a minute, am I doing the right one? I need to look at this one. So realize that normally you're not going to have um, a payment plan and a subscription plan. So you can see that this one's much more complex. So there's your payment, and then you have miscellaneous. So there's your merchant account, shipping, promo codes. What kind of information do you want to gather? Do you want to require the CVC? Do you want to have duplicate orders? Then again, how to check for duplicates. Do you want a CAPTCHA? There's your thank you page, or you can put in your web address. And then just some additional, do you want to send the customer an invoice? Do you want to send you an email when someone fills out the form? Do you want to charge sales tax? Do you want a confirmation email? And you can design the header and footer for this form. Now, I can't save the form because I don't have a merchant account, but I do want you just to take a look at that legacy form because you may need to be able to edit one, and that's what they look like. But they are so much more complex than they used to be. So that's the section on working with orders. Or order forms, I should say. And the orders, by the way, orders, obviously, if you view orders, there may be some here because these are manual orders, but we'll be talking about orders more in the advanced course. Okay? So I'd love you to create an order form. You can test the link. You can even add it to your website. You can put it behind a button if you want. But I'd really like you to test it to make sure that it works. Play around, get comfortable, and then certainly take a look at the legacy one as well, just so you kind of understand how that layout works. If you need me, reach out to me at the private Facebook group or help@techiementor.com. And make sure you spend time in that sandbox really getting your hands dirty in here because it will really help you understand how everything works together. And I hope you are enjoying this. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.